I have been here for 33 years. When I first came, before I actually got here, the dean started sending me the minutes from the faculty meetings. So evidently he announced that I was coming. And I don't think he read the minutes before he gave them to me. So I'm reading along, just trying to figure out the business of the faculty. And what I see is some faculty members saying, lamenting the fact that they were going to lower their standards by having an affirmative action hire. My one regret is that person was so old that he's probably still not around now to see this is what affirmative action and inclusion gets you. And if you think, and actually it's not over 50 awards, it's actually over 60, that's what including us does. And the president who hired me at the time had just come from DC that year, Chuck Knapp. And I grew up in DC. He was used to seeing Black folk do professional things. So he got here and he looked around and it was like, where are the Black folk? And he didn't tell me this until years later, but he took a lot of flack for the move that he made to be more inclusive, which then was called affirmative action. And he literally said, if you hire folks, I will give you that permanent line to keep them. I was the first hire under that program. I already had tenure where I was. And it was not, I just built the house I thought I'd be in forever. It was not comfortable to come here and to cast my lot in for tenure again with the kind of work I do with the University of Georgia and the kind of reputation that it had. But in fact, the only reason I finally came for the interview was because they were so insistent. And I thought, my sister was like, do they even have like paved streets in Georgia? This is how bad Georgia was just 33 years ago, my PhD sister. But when I came, one of the things he said to me is, will you please come and help us try to move us forward? They still were using language like desegregation. This was 1988. Civil Rights Act had passed in 64. UGA had been integrated since 1961. And they were still using language from what I consider to be eons ago. He also made the mistake of asking me to do a university-wide lecture for a new lecture series, the President's Lecture Series. And I said, what do you want me to talk about? And he said, anything you want to. I said, anything I want to? And he said, yeah. And one of my favorite pictures is the picture of me and my family when they were young girls under the Tate Center banner that said diversity, listen without prejudice, announcing this event. When I came, that was the first time anybody had ever used that word. And it came out of my head. There was no diversity like we know it now. I just thought, this language does not make sense to me. We need to come up with something else. And diversity was what I came up with. I'm not claiming the whole diversity movement now, but that's what happened. And one of my students came in the next day and said, oh, you're famous. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, I was listening to the radio on the way in and they were talking about diversity, listen without prejudice, which is a great tagline for a radio station, right? But it just sort of took off. And I had no idea what it was that I would be doing to help the university move forward.
Look, I don't know what you want. The production that you are seeing this trailer for is nothing further than greatness. You've seen the same concepts for years in the entertainment business, and I am bringing something new. I have tons of projects underway that will be coming after this one. And I'd like to say, for these ones, please bring the highest expectation possible, because that's all that can be required for such greatness. My name is Austyn Pope, and welcome to the new age of cinema.
Hi, welcome to Quilted Hearts Chats. We have Renee Harris Patterson and Dawn D. Bennett Alexander, and our guest, Austyn Pope, who is a aspiring filmmaker and currently working in graphic arts. How are you, Austyn?
I am pretty good. How are you guys? I'm great.
Good. It's good to see you. I'm glad to have you.
It's good to see you guys too.
Yeah. Tell everybody how old you are. I love this.
I am 17 years old, guys.
Austyn is 17. So we are, when we say inclusive, when we say diversity, equity, and inclusion, we are talking about everybody. And Austyn is, to me, Austyn is really special because I met Austyn at an event they have here in Athens, Georgia, something called Hot Corner. That is, this was the 25th year of it. It's a celebration, a commemoration of Jim Crow days when Black businesses were located in only one part of town, and it was the Hot Corner. And they, after Jim Crow ended, they decided to, years later, celebrate the fact that it used to be the Hot Corner. And this was the 25th year. One of the things they had on stage was they had a youth group, youth entrepreneurs, who were speaking about their tent and what they had there as entrepreneurs for people to be able to purchase. You know, one of the good things about having festivals is that we go buy stuff, right? And they had a specific tent set aside for these young entrepreneurs who were selling whatever it was they made, whether it was cookies or candy or jewelry. And Austyn, and they had some of them appear on the stage to tell people what it was they were doing. Austyn was there, and Austyn spoke very eloquently about wanting to be a filmmaker. And I tracked him down later at the event. I was tabling there for the Human Rights Commission, but I left and went to try to find Austyn because he was so impressive until I wanted to be able to speak with him. When I spoke, and that was just about the filmmaking, but when I spoke with him, it was like, you need to be on our podcast because the things you are saying is exactly the kind of stuff that we talk about. Mm-hmm. So I ended up inviting him to come on, and here he is with us today. So we're sort of at least
never cease.
Not only are we having a wonderful guest, but we are also bringing in youth, because that's important, and we know DEI is important at every stage. We are also bringing in somebody who is working with this without even understanding what DEI is. He was concerned, you know, I'm not sure I know what DEI is, and it was like, Austyn, what you told me is what DEI is. That's exactly what this is about, whether you know the name of it or not. So I love
Interesting that you wouldn't. Interesting that the very thing that you said there, Donnie, is that he didn't even know what it was, and that is exactly why we're here, so we can explain those very things. And you know, when you don't even recognize that that's who you're talking about yourself, we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and that's not who we necessarily had in mind when we decided to do this podcast, because we had people at the highest level who were getting rid of the concept. And we knew that the concept was not something you could get rid of because, excuse me, we're here, right? As it turns out, they're not the only ones that don't know what it is. And we felt like they were getting rid of it without even realizing what it was. They were throwing out the baby with the bathwater. As it turns out, and you're a perfect example of this, Austyn, you're working in this, and what you told me is exactly why Renee and I are here doing this work. And do you remember what you told me when I said, you're so young, how in the world did you get into this? Why are you doing this? What did you say? Do you remember? Why are you doing this work?
Yes, the reason I'm doing this is it's not just for me. I guess a part of it is because for a lot of it is just I like to filmmake. I love filmmaking. I love writing. I love bringing my creative ideas to life. That's the main thing. But something else is you don't commonly see, especially especially people of our color, but also just people of my age, you don't tend to see very successful. Like, okay, so when you think about African American filmmakers, you're gonna think about Ryan Coogler, Tyler Perry. Some people may come to mind. There are some actors. There are a lot of African American actors. We're very great in the acting field, but you don't see a lot of producers. You don't see a lot of writers. You don't see a lot of. I'm like, I want to show the world that you don't have to have a whole bunch of flashy equipment. I have $0 to my name right now, and we just started on my short film, and it's going perfectly fine. Looks good, sounds good. Not a single cent to my name. Well, I have a cent. I have a cent here, but not a single.
I think you got at least 50 cents.
I have about $2, but that's about it. I have some like that. No, seriously.
I'll say that. I'm going to put in your information how people can help you out by contributing, right? And I contributed because I wanted to help you. That's how we show we care and that we really want to do this, right?
Yeah.
And clearly you're making the best of the resources that you do have because you are doing this, like you said, with no money.
Yes, we have the next set for the we have the next set of we have a next set for the project on Friday. We have a cameraman. I have done my fair studies on stacking up resources for free. I have friends. We have cameramen. Much fun, and we had to cut too much. But no, I just say I was shooting say I was having to come in this house and shoot a shot of somebody on the bed, and they were let's just say they were smoking their pain away, right? I would take this chair right here, I would back it up around there at my desk, and I would just lean back and record this. Like, I don't need a high-tech camera. I use camera apps. I use a professional camera app called Black Magic Camera. There is about 20% of the Hollywood-style options on that camera. I use CapCut on my PC, on my phone. I have a studio in this phone right here. Seriously.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And not everybody recognizes that. You know, I mean, when you tell people they're holding a whole computer in their hand, it, like all computers, can do what you want it to do.
Yes.
So you just have to decide what it is you want. And you got to figure it out at 17. Not everybody figure it out at 27.
Not most
let alone 17. Right. So I love the way that you approach your work. And I know that right now you're doing all the work, which is why you can be as adjustable and flexible as you want to be. So just remember, when you get to some other stuff, you might need to be a little bit more, locked down. But I say that just so that you can remember to train yourself to be locked down, even if you don't perform that way.
Yeah,
because other people do.
Sorry. Yeah. Soon I'm actually, my career path is a writer and a producer and a director. That's it. I don't plan to, a writer and director. I don't plan to do all the work once I get to the point where I don't have to. I'm going to hire cameramen. I'm going to hire actors. I'm going to hire producer. I'm going to hire all these people. I don't plan to. My only path is to write and to produce. That's it. That's where I'm at. I like, for example, one right now, it's called A Silencer, and I'm playing the main character. And it's a 2-man band. It's a 3-man band right now. But I plan to just write. I have a total of 223 screenplays that I haven't used. And when I get my equipment,
whoa,
yes, I
didn't even know that.
Wait, are these long? Are these like 2-hour, epic films, or are they shorts?
Okay, so believe it or not, this is a hobby. I only want to begin to make profit off of this so I can make cooler films. I don't film to get money. I film because I have fun doing it. It's a hobby. So my screenplays. So this is way before I even start to get into the industry. It's just a hobby. I think of it as someone would think about collecting cards or toy cars. So it's almost a collection. I have, and I actually can. I can't tell y'all the whole count, obviously, but I can count a few. I have 25 2-hour screenplays. I have.
Whoa.
I have.
How did you manage that?
I time. So I attend school at night, and I'm a very fast typer. I also, that's one thing that helps me, is I have ADHD. And one thing about ADHD is you get into a hyper focus. I don't know if y'all heard about that, but you can zone out into something for hours, and you just basically forget you're there. So I can write for like 4 hours straight and forget about it, and forget I'm even writing. Honestly. So it's like, Yeah, I have 25 2-hour screenplays. I have 10. I think I have 10 1-hour screenplays. I have I have written 3 full series, which each full series consists of 4, which consists of 1 1-hour screenplay and 3 2-hour screenplays. And then the rest are short. And then the rest are short films.
I didn't even know all of this.
Most
I
people don't.
have been working, but I had no clue. Austyn, this takes this to a whole different level. We're talking prodigy here. You were 17 years old.
It's just, guys, it's just time. It's just,
Austyn,
right now, it's just a hobby.
tell people when you started.
That's the impressive part. I wrote my first, I started filming.
It hasn't been impressive up until now. That's what you're saying. That's not the impressive part.
I started filming, guys, I'm going to be honest. I started filming like maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half, but I wrote my first story at 6 or 7 years old. I did 6. So I was sitting in church. I used to get bored, and I had a notepad. I actually still have that same one, actually.
Don't get rid of it.
And I know that's what started.
One day it will be in the Museum of Austyn.
Yes. And I used to just, I'm gonna tell a secret about me, okay? But yeah, I write a lot of comic shit, realistic fiction stuff. So I pay attention to the people who have the same interests. So yeah.
Okay, so have you ever heard of Spy Kids?
Yes. Who has not
1,
heard?
2, 3. Okay, Robert Rodriguez is the one that did that movie.
Okay.
He was a very young. I think he was just right out of college, like 21, 22. And he was already making his debut in the film world.
Yeah, it's not hard.
It's not an impossible, right? It's not impossible. And the voices that his name is Robert Rodriguez from Texas, and he is as of course he's much older now. You know, he's grown, got kids and everything. But he did a lot of work that no one expected to come out of Texas, a Mexican guy, and someone who was really right, and someone who is definitely holding still and fast to his upbringing and his beliefs. So it's not you're on the road to doing, because his ideas were just like you're saying, the passion he felt about his ideas and had already been starting to manifest them in ways that, just like you're doing. Handheld cameras. Back then they weren't cell phone cameras like you have now, but taking an actual video camera and doing it and proving that no matter whether there is money or not, I'm going to make a short film and I'm going to make it so that people can see it. And that's what he did. That's what you're doing. So the formula is absolutely there, and a passion that you have that, I'm hearing from you and seeing or hearing your words about what you want to do and what you have done. Sounds like you're on there. I mean, we could turn around next year and, you're headlining films.
Oh no. Yeah. I give I'm going to a film festival next summer, the Atlanta Film Festival. And as I say this all the time, I tell people, like, when I see people in my similar field, if I already haven't, because most of the time when I see people, even if they do paid work, I always end up kind of, people see my talent and they see my skill, and they always want to find someone to help me anyway. But I always tell people, there's one thing I always say, and I don't say I'll see you sooner. I say this one thing, and I'm not saying it to be confident or cocky. I always say it. I say you'll see me soon, and I mean it. I always mean it, because I know one day, not in 4 years, not in 5 years, not 10 years, 2 years maximum.
Oh, you heard it here.
And it's just something.
Really?
Is it like
first?
Especially when I start to get, that's why I'm asking for the Cash App to be plugged, because when I start to get actual profit from this, I'm telling you, I can't find one single filmmaker that will be able to match me. And I'm not saying this to be confident or cocky. I'm like, I seriously think I can be some of the best in the game. I can't,
Well, where can we find your work? Where can we find your stuff?
I will be starting with YouTube. I also have an Instagram that I'm going to try to get plugged. We're going to make a YouTube channel to post the film I'm working on right now, The Silencer. But the main film right now. This is a full length film. We're starting that filming in August. It's called High School Slasher. It's a horror movie. That will be on.
I hope so. Okay.
We're gonna try to get on Tubi, YouTube. We're gonna push. We're also making an Instagram account where we post some behind the scenes footage, some clips of us being crazy behind the scenes. Because guys, I'm well spoken, but me and my team, we're very unserious. And it's funny. This one because I'm playing a very character that then it just cuts to my whole crew clowning me behind the scenes, so everyone's gonna love it. So like, yeah,
Right.
we're doing some behind the scenes. But my main priority project right now is my film called High School Slasher. I won't say too much about that one because
I want you to.
that's my main bread and butter. So I won't say too much about that. Y'all gonna have to see the trailer for that one. But I will. I'm gonna keep it at High School Slasher.
It's about a slasher, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
That's something.
Well, we always know high school slasher movies work. It
Yes.
doesn't even matter what age group you're in.
And I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you guys one thing. My spin, most horror movies, there's at least a few points where the characters have hope. They have some type of hope. They're in some type of safe place. Not with mine. That's all I'll say. I'm putting a new twist on horror.
Will Smith says that you can never get out of it.
Basically.
Don't ask questions.
That's your last question.
Yes.
That's what
Austyn, what I want you to understand, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I believe that people are sent here with certain gifts, and clearly this is one of yours. And I couldn't do this if I tried real hard. That's just not what I was sent
I
to do.
promise you, it's not. I think
Austyn, this is what you were sent to do, and your passion for it shows. That's all part of what you were given to be able to do what you were doing. I want people to connect with the fact that DEI would miss you. Okay? You are feeling a need for characters that are not usually seen on the screen because you see that is missing.
yes.
And you are willing to fill that gap.
Yes.
DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and I would say, and belonging is about including people that have traditionally been excluded. And this is why this is such a perfect one. We don't usually think of youngsters as having any kind of real passion like this that they can put into something that actually ends up being something. We also don't think of young Black males as being these creatures of absolute creativity that you are showing yourself to be. That is not what comes to people's minds when they think young Black male, but it's absolutely who you are. And what DEI tries to do is to make space for that, which doesn't take away from anything else. It is not a pie that gets smaller because Austyn takes what he was given as his gift when he was put here to do and does it well. It doesn't take away. In fact, it adds for all of us.
Rolling. And we have speed.
The bigger picture of what you're doing, you don't even have to think about it. Just like you didn't even have to think about it when we were having our conversation when we first met. But I want you to know the conversation where you told me why you wanted to make films, because you did not see people like you represented in films, right? As it turns out, the bigger picture is that's DEI, wanting to have you have a space to be able to make those films and be accepted. And think about what you said. You said, I don't want to just be the best Black filmmaker. I want to be the best filmmaker. That's
right.
For to get people to see you and your films as just good, great films. Not white, not brown, just a good film.
But here's one thing.
We see.
Here's one thing. Sorry, it's kind of delayed. Sorry about that. Here's one thing I'd like to say to anybody who watches this podcast, anybody who's seeing this at the moment. People, I don't care how good your stuff is. People hate it on God, and He's perfect. People are going to hate, and that's one thing I would say. When it comes to me making films, because of my skin color, I know that honestly I thrive off people when they hate. Because when someone chooses to hate on you, that's a good thing, because you're somewhere they don't want you to be. So they start trying to feed you stuff and say, "Oh, this is that, this is that." Like I posted a behind the scenes clip yesterday on my Instagram, and it just happened to be real. And somebody commented and said, I think they said something like, "Oh, this is horrible. Like you're not gonna blah blah blah." And in my head, I was like, the fact that you took the time to write that comment means I'm doing something right.
Right. But first of all, they saw it, and
You,
then they wanted to react to it, which is what you want.
if I scroll down and saw something that bad, you know what I do? I just keep scrolling. You
Right.
obviously you went to type. You had to type that comment and keep watching this
Yeah.
production. You just be like, yeah. I've been picked on all my life. I don't care anymore because I know how it works, but I used to.
Mhm.
I have for so long. I've allowed what people say to affect me, and now I see it and I hear it, and it's like, oh my God, wait, this is a good thing because they're upset, they're mad. I'm going somewhere that they're not.
Renee,
Mhm.
you dying here.
Yeah.
Yes. Austyn, you are incredible.
So I
Oh
was,
my
Yeah.
God.
if you guys have a
That's an
craft,
inspiration to anyone.
yes,
Yes.
that's what I was just about to say. If you guys have a craft, drawing, archery, swimming, freaking coding, programming,
Finance, yes, nursing, doctoring, whatever it is, hone in on it.
the only thing
Mhm.
that is in your way is not your father, your mom, Josh from the office, Cindy texting you on your phone on Instagram. The only person that can possibly get in your is you. That is the only person that can possibly get in your way. No, it's not
Yeah.
possible for anyone to stop you.
Right.
To think about it, if someone ticks me off and I'm like, oh, I don't want to film anymore. Is that them making me not film? No, I said I don't want to film. It's still
Mhm.
I'm the only person who can possibly force myself to stop filming. Me, that's it.
Right.
You are the only
Yeah.
person that can get yourself to where you need to be. Only. There's no one in this world that can stop you. No one. And I say this, well, I mean, God can, but I don't think he'll stop you. I will tell you
I've
guys,
been working on his plan.
yeah,
Mhm.
I will tell you guys that there are people in this world who see where you are and they want to be there and they are going to try to get you down. But I will tell whoever's watching this podcast right now that if you, and I say this, I'm going to be kind of hard about it because I like to be honest. If something bad goes wrong, it's not what that person said. It's what you did. I'm sorry. You had to do. If I stopped filming today and I came on here and said, well, Josh 422 said that I sucked at filming. Whose fault is it that I'm not filming? Me. I just want to give that little piece of inspiration that, like, you're the only person that can stop yourself. A comment, like, for example, I'm just going to be honest. Hey, Miss Dawn, stop this podcast and don't do it again. Is she going to stop it? Is she going to stop the podcast now? I guarantee not. I guarantee she won't. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how I see it. Is only you can stop yourself.
Mhm.
Austyn,
Wow, that is very exciting, Austyn.
it's just
You make it hard to be a kid if you're not going to be directed. I mean, and directed meaning have direction. All the things that people usually stumble over, you seem to find those to be building blocks.
Yes.
And it is exactly what, we really, as parents, we always want to give our kids the opportunity to think that they can be whatever they want to be so that they can move in that way that they're fashioned, to get your education or whatever it be, maybe that it gets you to where you want to be.
Yes.
If you believe it, you can make it happen. And that's the thing that we really want to impart. It's so important for us to impart that on our kids. Your mom has obviously done a fantastic job giving
Yes.
you the support you need to think about what your future is, even as you live it in the moment. That is fantastic.
My mom and my family, I mean, all families do. We all have our days where we would like to take each other's heads off limbs. I think all families have those days. We all have our days where we just try to.
Really?
Like
What families will those be?
we try. I mean, all families have the head bump. But I would say this from the bottom of my heart. It pains me to say it because I try to be I'm not a very emotionally connected person. But my family, even though we have our days, has done the best job a family can do. And I don't think I could be talking to you guys and presenting myself the way I am if my family haven't been so honest with me. They've raised me well. I don't know how much, especially
Right.
my mom. I don't care how much struggles we've been through. There's always food on the table. There's always clothes on the back. There's a roof over our head. We live great compared to most people. I have a TV over here, a gaming computer over here, 2 laptops, a VR headset, a phone. I film a whole bunch of prop guns, a whole bunch of karate stuff. I am in a position where even though we aren't exactly where we want to be, there are people out there that would kill for the place that I'm in right now. And
yes, it's important to remember that.
I don't think I could do filmmaking without the support from my family. Because if it weren't for my family, I'd still be allowing the hate to get to me. And if I was still allowing that to get to me, I would have been gave up in the moment. But I learned to feel that hate is my fuel source now. That hate, when people hate on me, it's wet. For example, I'll just give you a pure example. I was filming yesterday and I told you how bad those shoots were going. And I got a comment from an Instagram video, another hater. And when I tell you, I put the phone down and we got it done immediately. It's like gas.
Your fuel. Yeah.
It's my fuel because like at that point, the fact that you took the time to comment on the video, it means I'm somewhere you don't want me to be. So like, I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So it's so interesting, Austyn, because I have ADHD as well.
Really?
I didn't know until I was 59.
Wow.
So you know how you have to deal with your life and you have to retrain yourself to do things a certain way.
Yes.
Imagine having lived 59 years already and having to go back over your life and then makes those changes. So what I'm impressed about is that not only did your family support you in your what people call a disability, but actually so that might be your superpowers.
I see it as a superpower.
I was just telling you that I was happy that you had figured out how to cope with your ADHD. And I know you're probably still figuring some stuff out because, nothing's ever 100% figured out. But you are 17 and you're working your way in how to understand who you are so you can always be there for you. And imagine if you couldn't do that, you couldn't connect the two things. And I feel like once that happened for me, it was a game changer. Everything turned on this axis. So I'm glad that you are already there. And I just believe everything you're saying, and I will be saying, I know him, and calling you, begging you so I can be on your red carpet. That's all I'm saying. Can I be on the red carpet?
We gave you a podcast. You're not going to let us on the red carpet?
No, I'm joking. Yes, that's one thing. First off, I want to say when it comes to ADHD, I see it as a superpower now. But to me, it used to be I'm getting great at it now, but I wasn't. I'm still learning, but I always was. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't stop talking. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't do work. I'm glad I started to write once I did, but I couldn't dare pick up a book and write anything before I got to where I am with ADHD. I was off the chain, and I was also on meds, so that kind of factored in. I was off the chain. To the film festival. I want y'all to come. I want y'all to watch it on Tubi. Y'all got to see it. One thing about the film I'm doing right now called The Silencer. I'm playing the main character. His name is The Silencer because he was an operative trained to silence people with. So if y'all watch that one, I want y'all to be aware when I play a character, it does not reflect me at all. I
know it is not.
Say something. Well, Xavier, he does a decent amount of cursing, and he does some violent things. He smokes, which they're props cigarettes, and I tried them, and I actually hate them. I'm scared to use them because I don't smoke at all. In the final shot for the first scene, when Xavier, I hope y'all get to see it one day, when Xavier smoked cigarette on the way to torture a prisoner he had tied to a chair, I actually coughed, and I had to keep it in because I knew I was going to cough every time So it's this Xavier, this cool character walking up this guy all cool. And then he just keeps I don't know. And I'm so scared. And the prop smokes are still in my co-writer. to make sure I can have that exhausted touch. So,
okay. Method acting. That's what you said. That's
yep.
fantastic. It's good to know it's good to know how you're thinking these things through, because what you're telling people is that it's not just show up and work. It's the prepreration that goes into it.
Playing Xavier was
a small part of it.
Yeah, because the first time I tried the first shot, I got full night of sleep, and I was too energetic and excited, and it didn't touch the character. It didn't rub the character the way I wanted it to. So the next shot, I just stayed up all night, and I was so tired, and I texted my film crew. I also texted my film crew the night before, because as I said, they always screw with me. I said, hey, be extra annoying tomorrow so I can be even more tired. And I stayed up all night, and I had my crew aggravating me. And before we even got to filming, I was so fed up that it played into the character perfect, because he is a soldier who is like tired of the crap he's going through. So it played so well into the character. It was genius.
That's great. Yeah, well, apparently that's what you are.
Apparently,
yes. How do you see being able to do this? Filming your roles, your screenplays, when you're thinking of it, are you thinking about excluding people or including people?
What do you mean by excluding people?
Excluding people of, whether they're women, people of other race, other cultures. Is there a filter that you say, no, I don't want any of these people?
If there's a certain character that is a certain race, then of course, that's how the character is supposed to be written. But except that, if the character, because sometimes I write my characters around my actors, because it makes y'all learn, I'm a very experimental filmmaker. And writing your characters around your actors, it makes for a very great effect on screen. Y'all will see that in High School Slasher. That y'all may not have seen a lot of it yet, because it's a technique that's not used by a lot of writers. But writing your characters around your actors, it makes for a great screen effect. So I write my characters around my actors a lot. So no, there's not much that you won't see me using, because like white, Hispanic, black, green, red, blue, white, I don't exclude anybody. So when it comes to including, I say everybody. It's just you have to fit in, and I'm not saying this like you have to fit in as a person. I'm saying I don't say this in a mean way, but as a filmmaker, you still do have to be what I want in my film to shoot this. Like if I have a character named Tracy, and she's a white character, and she's a teenager who has an attitude, and this girl named Stacy, she comes on, she's black, she's the sweetest girl ever, she has like a voice of a fairy. Hi, is that going to be? Am I going to want?
Change your character all around. Yeah.
I'm going to want to cast. Yeah, she may be a great actor, yes, but most likely I'm not going to want to cast you as my character with an attitude, because you're just perfect for the exact opposite. So yeah, no. On that question, no one's excluded. It's just a matter of if you're what I want and if you're what I wrote.
So I hear you saying that that's not what drives you. You're driven by the characters, not who. So that gives you a lot more room to be inclusive.
That's one thing about. Oh, sorry. Sorry, you're late.
No, go ahead.
No, please keep talking if you were saying something.
No, I was just making sure that I understood that you were saying that your characters, your casting is based on the characters you've already written. Sometimes they could look differently than you thought, but as long as they're creating the attitude or the behaviors that you want, it could play into it. Or that there are some times that it's very specific, and that would still mean that you need to include certain people that may not have actually auditioned for your show,
yes,
or for your movie or television show. So yeah, that means that you're actively looking for people to play roles that will be part of the production you're having, that would actually look like more of what we look like as a society.
Yes.
And as people your age can attest to, there are different things that affect you that didn't affect me when I was in high school. But, now you're living in a different age and era that, like I said, you guys have computers in your hands. We didn't have any of that. Mm-hmm. So now you're much more connected to the world and as a whole. And then you can make sure that you hone in on those traits as a person of youth who is living in this world right now with all this technology and these different changes that are happening within our society. And that you stay open to that, I find that to be absolutely amazing. That. I love that for us, because that means I get to know how you think, how you see the way the world works right now.
Yeah. And something you'll know about me, and it's how when creating these characters I'm creating have been characters for years. someone caring more about the characters and how their world and environment comes out than the production and the scripting. And yes, that's also important, but I'm putting a lot of time into what the word. I think a lot of film people will write a script that's bad, and then they spend trillions on the editing and the color grading, the camera work, but the script and the writing is terrible. I pay attention to everything.
That's right. That's right.
And
That's a great assessment.
I think that's what's going to put me up there with some of the greats, is that people won't have much to complain about. I say that there's so many filmmakers, people can find so much things. Some of it, as I said, is just hating. That some people can actually find things to hate on that are actually true. There won't be much to hate on. Writing, characters, casting, story, all of that will be a 10 out of 10. And that's what I pride myself on. I spent on The Silencer. This is just a short film. We still got to get started with High School Slasher in August. So this film isn't even prioritized. I spent 4 weeks on the screenplay for this film. And I spent 4 more weeks just on the third draft. I wrote this second draft after I wrote the first one because it just tweaks like the second draft. If my version, at least, it's just punctuation, changing some grammar, things like that. I spent maybe a day after. But then I went to the third draft and I spent another 4 weeks. There were so many characters I took out, so many elements I took out. I changed the whole script. I added so much more. And now I open my laptop and say, wow, this is awesome. And read the whole thing and be entertained by just the screenplay. So yeah, we're going to film the next shot Friday. So I'll say this, everybody on the podcast, look out on Instagram and YouTube. The Silencer will be the most, possibly, if not the most entertaining short film you've ever seen. Raw, realistic fight scenes, realistic character plots, all of that. I want y'all to go tune into that once we're finished. I have to edit. But when I'm done with this podcast, what's on my to-do list today is to start on the trailer for it. So my laptop, my PC is already on. I have Adobe After Effects on my computer already. So my plan is,
Go ahead. Say your plan is to what?
My plan after we're done with the podcast is to start on the trailer. So I should have that done by about 5 o'clock in the morning. So be looking out for that. I finish trailers in a day. I don't rush at all, and they come out perfect. So
so why don't you tell us what your channel is? Where do we find your channel?
We haven't made the YouTube channel yet, but the Instagram is MM Studio Productions. I think that's what she named it. Like I said, guys, I have a whole team. I don't run the Instagram account. I have a crew member who runs that. She made the account. She made the YouTube account.
Send us the info at the end. That way I can make sure we give you credit within the video, and then people can link on, click it and go to your site. And you got it maybe about a week before all that. So if your social media team can make your channel in that time, send that to me so I can make sure you get everything.
Okay, I will talk to my marketing. Sorry, sorry. There's time. I will talk to my marketing team. Well, she's one girl, but I will talk to her about trying to get the channel made. She's going to get her wisdom tooth taken out tomorrow, so which is that a while. Talk to her.
Okay.
If she can't do it in enough time, I'll create the account and use a brand new Gmail to just send her that Gmail information.
Okay. Just let me know, and I can make sure that those links are there before we post. Okay. I have some rapid fire questions. I'm sorry. I have a hard out right after this, so I have to wrap it up right now.
Okay.
I hate that I have to do this right now, Austyn, but why don't you tell me, I have some questions that are rapid fire, and I would like to know what's your favorite color?
My favorite color? Oh, that's a little random. My favorite color is blue. It is weird because it changes. My favorite color is, it's weird. I always depended on my favorite color of drink, like the drinks I drink, and it's. Okay. I think it's an autism thing. The drinks, like I love blue raspberry flavored drinks. Like the cup I have right now is blue. So like right now it's blue. It was red and it did black. It changes every like 4 or 5 months. So it's blue for a little bit.
However you feel at the time. Ocean, yeah. How about what is your favorite movie? I know you make movies, but what's your favorite?
No, you should ask me that. No, not on podcast.
Oh Lord, is this the question of the year? What do we have? What am I getting?
How many people are going to be watching this, guys?
How about zillions?
I think 14. Yeah, million. That is.
Huh? What did you just say?
Why? What is the issue with that?
It doesn't matter how many people. If it's one person or 10,000, what's your
My favorite movie?
And you know what? If you need to break it up in genres, I get it because that's me.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my favorite horror movie is the Halloween franchise. Not one Halloween movie.
Really? You want
The Rob Zombie versions.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is coming from a filmmaker, so you can't judge it. You don't know what I know. I'm joking. My favorite cartoon. This is a classic, SpongeBob. Who doesn't like SpongeBob? My favorite action right now, the John Wick franchise. Oh my God, I can watch those every day.
Oh wow.
Love me some John Wick. And last but not least, my favorite comedy at the moment is the show. It's called If. I don't know if y'all have seen it. It's about it's a live action film about imaginary friends. It's so adorable. Y'all need to go watch it. It's live action, and they have these little live action like stuffed animals as imaginary friends. It's freaking adorable.
Is it streaming?
It's streaming, yeah.
On what? Do you know?
No, I forgot.
Okay. Okay, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
And if you could go, speaking of if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Paris. Already. I don't even have to think Paris.
I think Austyn, we're on a date right now. I think we're on a date.
Yeah.
Because I won't go to Paris. I need to have separate genres for my movies that I think are wonderful. And you sound like me. Also, before I forget, I want to tell you this. You said something earlier about, that you and your friends are doing these films and you're very unserious people. And although I understand where you were going with that, I would suggest that you are very serious people. But I like the fact that you see yourself as not being, this is the fun is meant to be. You're being 17 within what you're doing, even though you have aspirations for something that's longer term and much more solidified. You still enjoy the moment that you're in. And that is the feeling that you need to take with you everywhere. So I'm glad that you're doing that.
We take it. No, trust me. We take it seriously. We're just not serious. That day I stayed up all night to film, to make sure my character, first off, that shit in itself, we are heading out to a farm to film at 9:00 in the morning in the grazing heat. I'm wearing a mask. I'm wearing gloves. I'm wearing a sweater. I'm wearing a trench coat over the sweater. I'm wearing pants, shorts in the pants, and I'm wearing shoes in this heat. And we're in
the heat.
We're having to do
the slasher and the Punisher all at the same time.
What did you say?
Doing a slasher and the Punisher all at the same time. The Punisher always put the turtlenecks on and got these long jackets. I'm like, where are you going?
How do you know about the Punisher?
You told us about it.
Wait, no.
The Punisher.
You said the slasher.
Okay. The slasher. Wait, you said something about the Punisher.
I did. The
Punisher. You talking about the character?
Yes, I'm saying that.
You know about the Punisher?
What do you think? What are you talking about? I'm all over film. That's what I do.
Did you watch the show?
The Punisher?
No, you told us about it.
No, the Punisher.
She's talking about
the Punisher.
Did you watch the show?
Of course.
Can I show you my impression of Frank Castle real quick?
Please.
Okay, hold on. All right. Hold on. I have to stop smiling.
Okay, me too. All right.
This is the voice I use playing Xavier Sax too, by the way.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, Red. I love it. No, let me tell you.
I love it. I love it. That's a good one.
Okay.
I haven't even seen it and I'm impressed.
Rainbow's red. See, we live in a world where you gotta get stuff done. It has to be perfect. It has to be right. Whoops. Okay. And there's this one clip. It's from a separate show with the same character. I think it says you take him down. You punch him, they get back up. I punch him, they stay down. So it goes, you punch him, they get back up. I punch him, they stay down. I have to make it perfect, Red. I have to. I love that character. That character. I've watched that show. I was actually watching The Punisher while I was writing the script for The Silencer. So it's very Silencer coded. There's a scene. You'll see before the film starts. I get a call and the prisoner goes like, so are you about to let me go? Put the cigarette in my mouth. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. And I turn around and shoot him. It's so this one is it's very Punisher coded. It very is. It's, I'm glad. It's so
Night,
glad
night.
you said that.
You said night night. Night, night.
It's very Punisher coded. It's very Punisher coded. I
Oh,
follow
God.
the actor, John. I know a lot. I do follow the actor. He's filming a special right now for the character.
Oh, really?
It's gonna be an hour-long special for Punisher. But yeah, no,
I know that.
I've done that voice for a while now.
And
It's my favorite thing.
the guy that plays the Punisher was the one that was in Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead changed.
First and second season of The Walking Dead. And then
You gotta fight for it. You gotta fight for it.
yeah, right. Well, then he went on to do Cast, and now he's in that show, The Bear.
The Bear, yeah, he's in the Bear.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love that character. I love that character.
I want to meet him because every time I do the Punisher voice, people say I need to meet John.
You do. It was a little scary. It was a little scary. And I didn't even have to shut my eyes. It was a little scary.
People have tried to do his voice, and there's something I do. Guys, y'all know scam callers, right? I have so much fun with scam callers. Scam callers call me, and I'm like, who's this? And they immediately hang up. I don't even have to say it.
You sound just like him. You sound just like him.
Actually,
just makes it to him.
I actually
just makes it to him because you sound just.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh my God,
No,
it's so good.
Okay. There's an iconic line he always says. Okay, he says, "I'm gonna walk this way, and you do what you gotta do." Ready? Oh, I'm gonna walk this way. Oh, you do what you gotta do. I love that character so much.
I do too. It is a good character, and he does it well. He does it well.
He does, yeah. Frank John, as you know, his family got killed. That's why he's so crazy. John actually wouldn't spend a lot of time around his kids because he felt like he couldn't go play that character to his max if he was spending quality time with his family because he was acting as the guy who got his family killed. So he isolated himself. I followed his work a lot. He isolated himself. He said he stayed in a hotel for a few weeks. He did so well, and he actually, the reason the season got canceled is because the whole they bought Disney thing, and you know how they are. Yeah. But John was like, he does not want to play the character if the character can't shine in all the violence and the blood that he is as the Punisher. So
John has his own podcast too.
Yes, so he does.
We should tag him in this one.
We should. Imagine me getting that would be a dream. Mm-hmm. Me getting I don't think I'd be able to make the voice talking to him. I don't think I'd be able to do it. I'm too nervous. Seriously, like
again, Renee, Austyn, you have made me just so glad that I saw you at that event, found you at that event.
Thank you.
Because you are precisely why DEI needs to live. I don't want people like you to fall through the cracks. You are brilliant at 17. It is just so clear.
Yes.
And being able to have you have space at the table is just such an important thing for us to do.
Yes, and that's all.
Huge world. We're a huge country. There is room for all of this. I don't have to like the kind of films you make. I don't have to know what it is that you all are talking about with this character. What I see is brilliance, and brilliance is such a commodity in short supply that we need to take it wherever we can find it.
And that's all.
Thank you for spending time with us, Austyn. I don't have any doubt that what you said is true, that we will hear from you. I don't have any doubt about that whatsoever because I know you're willing to put in the time, effort, energy to do it and do it right. You are such time well spent for me.
And that's one thing I would say, just one thing before we hop off, is that's all I need. And when I say all I need is a seat at the table and the money to do it. That's it. That is all I need. And that's why I got the camera. Well, when I tell you, me, guys, I am probably going to be some of the filmmakers. You know how people make films and the theaters instantly get piled up because there's too much people? I'm going to be that one. I'm going to be, yes, I hope y'all, I thank you. Seriously.
I believe it. Renee, this is going to be a historical piece that we and before he ever, y'all knew him.
Never knew, right? We knew, and he was right here with us. And thank you for spending that kind of time. Yeah. Thank you for letting us interview you today, and just get some insights on what your thoughts are and how you're planning to move through this. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much, Austyn.
I'd like to thank you to all the people who watched the trailer for my upcoming short film, The Silencer. I appreciate all of you, and I ask you just to go share it and follow the page and just spread the word. Make comments and just, I'm putting a new spin to cinematic storytelling that a lot of other film productions haven't yet. And even though I don't have a lot of cash to put into filming at the moment, I'm putting my heart and soul into what I have. We're writing countless scripts almost every day, putting more effort into writing, putting more effort into filmmaking, and I want you guys to be able to experience this early on while you can, because soon it won't be as easy to access my projects. Soon they'll be in the theaters and you'll actually have to go buy them. Now they're free. So I'm asking you guys to just, help us to build a reliable platform and fan base so we can possibly find more like-minded people to join the team. I hope that you guys are here to watch The Silencer when I post it on YouTube and TikTok. It's going to be a very fun film for you guys to watch and see. Very gritty, very violent, very, very raw. I just came in here to send the word